And we want to thank you guys for staying up late with us here on The Factor Uncensored. We have a great show planned. Now, first of all, the critical role of video footage in aiding law enforcement is well known, and Ring doorbell cameras were once a valuable source for police. However, a shift started back in 2021 when Ring decided to make these requests public, abandoning the prior practice of allowing law enforcement to privately message users for footage. Now, in a surprising move, Ring has altogether removed the option for police to request doorbell camera video. This decision raises questions about the long-term impact on both police investigations and citizens' safety. Tonight, joining us is retired Sergeant Betsy Smith, the spokesperson for the National Police Association, to talk about this change. We know, Betsy, that the Amazon Ring doorbell will stop allowing police departments to request doorbell camera footage from users now. Exactly what does that mean, and how will this impact police officers, law enforcement around this country? Because we know a lot of agencies rely on that video to solve crime.
You're absolutely right. So if you're a Ring customer, you know that there's an additional app that goes with Ring called the Neighbor app. And on that Neighbor app, you were always able as law enforcement to directly request footage from whatever homeowner you wanted to reach out to, or a group of homeowners. So what Ring, which is owned by Amazon, has done now is they are removing that mechanism on the app. It's called Request for Assistance. So they're taking that off the app, which basically is limiting how law enforcement can access footage on your Ring camera app.
Now, it wouldn't prevent a homeowner, if they want to help law enforcement, turning their videos over themselves. But there won't just be this automatic mechanism in there to help with getting to those homeowners.
Right. And that's what we see as the problem. You know, of course, we understand people's privacy concerns, and that's why this app was so important, because you couldn't just, you know, law enforcement couldn't just go to Ring and say, give me all this footage on this 10-block area. They had to reach out to the Ring owners themselves. But the app gave them an easy, quick way to do that. So now what law enforcement is going to have to do is either try to, you know, find who has a phone number in this particular house and contact them, or go door to door and request that footage. So what that's going to do is make it more difficult, for, especially in certain kinds of crimes, to be able to access that footage. Now, Ring has said that they will cooperate with subpoenas and search warrants, which is fantastic.
But that's a court order, though. They have to with a court order.
Well, of course. But the problem is that takes time. They also said that they will cooperate in certain high-level crimes, murder, attempted murder, kidnapping, that they will go ahead and provide that footage. But what we want to remind people is that, and I think maybe most people don't know this, that when Ring first came onto the scene, they actually courted law enforcement. They literally had representatives that went department to department, say, we got this new thing, it's called Ring, it's going to put cameras on people's doorbells and then ultimately into their backyards and things like that. And so we are going to do certain things for law enforcement if you help support this. So, you know, they courted us. And so, you know, they went to over 2,000 police departments and garnered cooperation. And now they're going to take that, they call it sunsetting. They're going to sunset that request for assistance part in the app. And we do find that frustrating, because in a time where A, law enforcement is incredibly shorthanded, and B, we have high crime in many areas of the country, this is going to make it a little more difficult for law enforcement to investigate crimes.
Betsy, do we know what caused the about face with Amazon Ring to change their policy. When they courted you guys in the beginning saying, look, we have this great product, now they're saying, we don't want to do it anymore. Do we know what did that about face or caused that about face?
Yes, we do. There were a couple of activist groups who said that law enforcement being able to request this footage was going to create neighborhoods filled with surveillance, and it was going to encourage racial profiling. Now, I did a lot of digging into these statements, and there was really, they couldn't point to any specific cases where people were racially profiled using Ring footage. And, you know, here's the thing, at a time where everywhere, especially in cities, everywhere you turn around, there's a pole camera, a red light camera, some kind of surveillance. Every cop is wearing a body camera. To say that, we don't want all our neighborhoods and all our areas to be surveillance driven. Quite frankly, I think that ship has sailed. So I think it's just one way for some people who are not fans of law enforcement to be able to take a good tool away from law enforcement who are trying to investigate crimes and keep people safe.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. Front doors across the U.S. are smothered with surveillance cameras. Theoretically, in turn, could help police solve criminal cases out there. However, Amazon's Ring, a significant player in the landscape, has decided to restrict police access to users' doorbell video footage through its Neighborhood Watch. Continuing our discussion on this matter is retired Sergeant Betsy Smith. If homeowners wanted to, and they know they have something significant that they've captured on their video, their Ring doorbell, they can just pick up the phone and call their local police department and say, I have this. And they
in theory, absolutely. In theory, yes, people can do that, but a couple of considerations. First of all, I'm a Ring homeowner, and I don't spend a lot of time, quite honestly, looking at my Ring camera footage. I just don't. That. I'm very busy, and so that's one of the considerations. The other considerations, especially in larger urban areas, if you live in a city and you have this piece of Ring camera footage, are you going to call 911? Or who do you even know who to call? Who's investigating this case? So it gets very confusing and very non-user friendly when, with the neighbor app that's attached to Ring, a homeowner had this great mechanism to be able to just go into that app, click, and I can send this video to law enforcement. Additionally, of course, law enforcement, let's say you got there's a stabbing down the street from my house, and I've got the bad guy maybe on camera, either driving there, walking there, running away from the scene, whatever it is. Law enforcement can certainly knock on my door and say, hey, Betsy, can we look at your footage? Now, if I want to cooperate, I'll do that. The problem is, what if I don't want to cooperate? What if I don't want my neighbors seeing the police at my house or me inviting a uniformed cop into my house? Because that is something very real in a lot of neighborhoods. Then again, we're going to lack cooperation and take a homeowner's ability to cooperate with the police. I also want to say that in a time when we're hearing so much talk about community policing and police-citizen interaction, that Amazon's Ring is taking away a mechanism for police to easily communicate with the public. Why do we want to do that?
All right. Sergeant Betsy Smith, who is a spokesperson for the National Police Association, we appreciate your time and always good to hear from you here on The Factor Uncensored.